Welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for news. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to Changfied and turn on notification bell so you never miss important update. Today we bring you news on political development, humanitarian crisis, regional anger preparation for the 2026 election in South Sudan, and major step toward peace in Nimule municipality. If you are new, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. There has been misinformation claiming that Honorable Puot Kang and General Doblam have been released from detention. This is not true. Honorable Puot Kang and several colleagues who were detained at the Blue House have not been released, but they have been relocated to a private rental residence where they will remain under supervision while awaiting trial. Meanwhile, General Doblam remained at the Tiger Division headquarters, and any reports suggesting his release are inaccurate. Earlier today, Puot Kang and his colleague met with Dr. Riek Machar at his residence. The meeting reportedly focused on political discussion and ongoing legal matter. Afterward, national security escorted the detainee to the rental residence. This move does not indicate release, but rather a controlled relocation for security purposes. Analysts note that this shows the careful handling of political figure in a sensitive political environment. This development raised several political questions. How will this relocation affect Honorable Puot Kang's role within SPLM-IO? How does it influence ongoing negotiation and peace effort? Observers suggest that this move may be strategic, allowing authority to manage tension while avoiding public unrest. Whatever the reason, this event continued to attract attention both locally and internationally. Puot Kang and Doblam and plus others spent 6 months in jail. It was just recently when they were allowed to see some of the family's members. Doblam met with his family, with his wife, but still Puot Kang haven't yet met with anyone. And they are being expected to be allowed to meet their family members sooner or later. Turning to humanitarian issues, the ongoing conflict between SPLA-IO and SSPDF has displaced more than 8,000 new arrivals from Tambura have reached Ezo County, raising the total number of internally displaced persons IDP to over 46,000. These families are spread across Ezo Central, Bagdi, Bariguna, and Yangiri Payam, struggling for food, shelter, and essential services. A local authority led by Martin are urgently appealing to humanitarian agencies for food, farming, and tool to support both displaced families and host communities. The situation highlights the urgent need for national and international support. All thousands continue to face insecurity, anger, and displacement. In a broader regional news, the Iga region is facing severe hunger crisis affect over 42 million people across 6 member states: South Sudan, Djibouti, Kenya, Somalia, Sudan, and Uganda. A report from IGAD in partnership with the UN World Food Programme and the Food and Agriculture Organization show that acute food insecurity has tripled since 2016, rising from 13.9 million to 41.7 million in 2025. South Sudan remains among the most affected, with 57% of its population in crisis and 2 counties at risk of famine. Conflict, climate extreme, and economic shock are major contributors. IGAD Executive Secretary Dr. Werkene Gebeyu stressed no single situation can tackle this crisis alone. Collective action across government, regional institutions, and partners is needed to address root causes and create lasting solutions for our people. In another development, the National Bureau of Statistics has finalized census development tools. In another development, the National Bureau of Statistics has finalized a census development tool ahead of the 2026 election, which marked the end of South Sudan transitional period. Director General Agostino Ting Maye announced this during a briefing with Vice President Josephine Lagu Yanga, highlighting the recently completed multiple indicator cluster survey funded by the UNICEF. The Census Development Tool and the National Bureau of Statistics Act 2024 are critical for national planning, development and service delivery, and are also used by UN agencies to support programs across the country. This initiative strengthens data collection and ensure that South Sudan is better prepared for transparent election and evidence-based development planning. In positive news for peace and security, more than 400 gang members in South Sudan, but in Nimule municipality have voluntarily surrendered their weapon, including pangas and knife, marking a significant step toward ending violence in the area. Mayor Caesar Longa Full confirmed that the ceremony included police, religious leader, army representative, and community stakeholder. The former gang member have pledged to stop violent activities, and authorities are now working on a rehabilitation program to help them reintegrate into society. This surrender is part of a broader effort by Governor Lubong and local authority documented in the State Conflict and Violence Reduction Plan, aimed at reducing crime and promoting stability in eastern Equatorial State. The mayor also urged parents and guardians to prioritize listening to and guiding their children, highlighting that community support is key to lasting peace. The truth is simple yet painful. There are no jobs, no opportunities, and no support for the majority of young people in South Sudan. After years of conflict, our schools are broken, our economy is weak, and our youth, who should be the future, are left stranded. Many of these boys in Nimule did not choose violence because they love it. They choose it because they had no other option. With no work, no education, and no government program to empower them, they were pulled into gang. Others are lured into militias, used as fighting in war that benefit only the political elites. This is the sad cycle. Youth suffer poverty. Youth join gang or army group. Government and politicians use them as tools for power. And in the end, youth remain poor and forgotten. South Sudan is one of the youngest countries in the world, but it is also one of the hardest places to be young. And instead of creating job, training center, and programs that uplift the new generation, the government has done little. Worse still, many youths are recruited into army groups, sometimes promise money or protection, but most of the time live with nothing after risking their life. This isn't just a problem in Nimule, it is the same story in Juba, Malakal, Bor, Bentiu, Wau, Yei. The lack of opportunities pushing young people into desperate paths. If these 400 young men in Nimule lay down their weapon, we should celebrate them, but let us also be honest, unless the government creates real opportunities for them, many may return to crime, gang, or even rebel group. Mayor Caesar Longa said something important during the surrender ceremony: parents must listen to their children. But parents in South Sudan are also suffering. Families are poor, food is scarce, and many cannot even afford school fees. So how do we expect a father or mother to guide their son when they themselves cannot feed them? This is why the responsibility must go beyond parents. It is a responsibility of the government and leader to create a future for our young people. Without opportunities, youth will always feel abandoned, and abandoned youth often become angry youth. Today, it is Nimule, tomorrow it could be another town. If South Sudan does not invest in its youth, then gang, militias, and violence will continue to grow. The government must understand peace is not achieved by signing agreement alone. Peace is achieved by feeding the hungry, giving job to the jobless, and give hope to the hopeless. Every young man holding a weapon today is a symbol of failure, the failure of a government to provide opportunities. The Nimule surrender is a chance, but only if it is followed by rehabilitation, training, education, and job. Without these, the cycle of violence will continue. To the youth of South Sudan, you are not criminal by nature. You are a victim of a system that has denied you opportunity. To the government, these 400 young men should be treated not as gangsters, but as citizens who need rehabilitation and support. And to our viewer, let's keep raising our voice for the youth of South Sudan, because without change, our young people, our future, will remain trapped in poverty and violence. Thank you for watching. And do not forget to subscribe, and do not forget to hit the notification bell. Thank you. Bye-bye.